Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on ABS World News at noon. I am Chizoba Nwadiobu. President Bola Tinubu has dispatched a high-level delegation to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to secure the immediate repatriation of nearly 300 Nigerian nationals serving prison sentences in the country. Sources within the presidency and the Foreign Service familiar with the directive said the prisoners are held in deteriorating conditions at Kaliti, a maximum security prison in Addis Ababa. President Tinubu mandated the delegation, which includes the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegwu, and the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi-San, to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Ethiopian government that would allow the prisoners to be transferred to Nigeria to complete the remainder of their sentences in Nigerian correctional facilities. The federal government, through its Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, has fixed Friday, June 12, 2026, as deadline for the submission of technical and commercial bids by pre-qualified applicants participating in the country's ongoing 2025 licensing round. The Commission disclosed this in a notice posted on its official X handle, urging all qualified bidders to comply strictly with the timelines stipulated in the licensing guidelines. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission advised interested stakeholders to obtain further details through the official licensing round portal. For more details, visit the licensing round portal, br2025.nuprc.gov.ng. And in South Africa, gunmen stormed an informal settlement near Johannesburg in South Africa and shot dead 12 people overnight. It was the latest mass shooting in the crime-weary country, where more than 60 homicides are recorded on average each day. The attack happened shortly after more than 10 armed people were driven to the area and stormed the settlement. The suspects allegedly entered the informal settlement through both entrances and moved through the area, opening fire on residents and community members at multiple locations before fleeing the scene in the same vehicle. 8 adult males and 3 adult females were declared dead at the scene. 1 person died in hospital. The attack was in an area called Cleveland, about 6 kilometers east of the Johannesburg city center. In the United Kingdom, anti-immigrant protesters in the city of Belfast in the United Kingdom have touched vehicles and buildings after a Sudanese man was arrested over a knife attack that left 1 person with serious injuries. Hundreds of protesters, many of them masked, gathered at several locations across the city on Tuesday, setting fire to a bus and several cars. The building near the city center was also set alight, with residents telling the reporters that the protesters started a fire in the bins and went on to throw petrol bombs. Crowds also gathered in Antrim, about 25 kilometers west of Belfast. Michel Onei, the First Minister of Northern Ireland, slammed the protest and urged calm. Groups of masked men burning families out of their homes is nothing less than disgusting cowardice. An Indonesian military court has sentenced 4 officers for their involvement in an acid attack on an activist known for campaigning against the growing role of the army. 1 defendant was sentenced to 3 years in jail, a second to 2.5 years, the third to 2 years, and the fourth to 1.5 years. The 4 officers, all members of the Military Strategic Intelligence Agency, BAIS, were found guilty on charges of serious premeditated assault after attacking Andrea Yunus, a deputy coordinator with the Commission for Missing Persons and Victims of Violence, a rights group also known as Contras. The trial of the 4 accused officers began in April in Jakarta and drew national and international attention as experts described the soldiers' alleged action as part of a broader pattern of repression amid growing concerns over rising military influence and democratic backsliding in Indonesia. Yunus, 27, was attacked on March 12 while he was riding a motorbike in the capital. 2 men on another motorbike threw acid at him, leaving him blind in 1 eye and with burns on more than 20% of his face and body. The charges against the soldiers for premeditated assault carried a maximum sentence of 12 years in prison. Presiding Judge Freddy Fedian Isnatanto found that soldiers Eddie Sudako, 45, Budi Horianto, Widi Koyano, 43, Nandala Dwi Prasetya, 40, and Sami Laka, 41, engaged in arrogant conduct. On sports, England beat Ukraine 3-0 on Tuesday night, but it did not matter what they did as automatic qualification for the 2027 Women's World Cup was out of their hands. The Lionesses needed Iceland to do them a favor in the other group match, but Spain showed their superiority in Kyiv with a thumping 6-1 victory. It means Serena Wigman's back-to-back Euros winners are heading for the playoffs, while defending world champions Spain have booked their place at next year's global tournament in Brazil. Spain topped the League A3 group thanks to a better head-to-head record against England, who finished runners-up. They both had home wins against each other, but England's was a 1-0 victory, while Spain enjoyed a 4-0 win on Friday against below-par visitors. And before we go, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world via our website on www.absradiotelevision.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on ABS Radio Television. Follow us on our social media handles at ABS Radio Television on Facebook, at ABS Radio TV on Instagram and X. And that's the world news this afternoon as edited by Abuchi Nwozo and his production team. I am Chizoba Nwadiobu. Good afternoon.